At its peak in 2018, CrossFit commanded over 15,000 affiliate gyms across 150 countries, with an estimated $100 million in annual revenue and millions of devoted followers who treated their local box like a second home. The CrossFit Open drew 350,000 participants worldwide, and the brand had transformed from a scrappy Santa Cruz gym into a global fitness empire that redefined how people trained. But just 7 years later, over 5,000 of those gyms have vanished. The company is rumored to be for sale. Participation in the CrossFit Open has collapsed. And the fitness revolution that once seemed unstoppable is fighting for its future. In this video, I'll show you exactly how CrossFit built one of the most powerful community-driven brands in fitness history, why its business model allowed it to explode faster than anyone thought possible, and how a perfect storm of controversy, financial pressure, and tragedy brought it to its knees. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you the empty CrossFit box I visited while researching this story, and what the owner told me about why he ripped the CrossFit sign off his wall after 15 years. The year is 2000. Gold's Gym and 24-hour fitness dominate the fitness industry with rows of machines, isolated muscle training, and bodybuilding culture. Most gyms are soulless corporate spaces where people put in earbuds and ignore each other. Then Greg Glassman and Lauren Janai open a small gym in Santa Cruz, California, and do something radically different. Instead of bench presses and leg extensions, they program constantly varied functional movements at high intensity. They borrow from Olympic weightlifting, gymnastics, sprinting, and rowing. They create something called WODs, workouts of the day, that change every single session. And they make one crucial decision that separates CrossFit from every other fitness trend. They build it around community. People didn't just work out at CrossFit. They suffered together. They cheered for the person finishing last. They posted their times on whiteboards and competed with themselves and each other. The workouts were brutal, scalable to any fitness level, and designed to forge a bond between members that felt more like a sports team than a gym membership. The timing was perfect. Americans were getting tired of boring cardio and ineffective routines. They were hungry for something that felt real, challenging, authentic. Glassman's philosophy was simple. Fitness should prepare you for anything life throws at you, not just help you look good in a mirror. And critically, CrossFit did the opposite of everyone else. While big gym chains were franchising and controlling every detail, Glassman created an affiliate model. For just $3,000 a year, anyone could open a CrossFit gym, use the name, and tap into a growing global community. There were no royalties on revenue, no required equipment purchases, no corporate oversight of daily operations. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. This was genius. It made gym owners feel like entrepreneurs, not franchisees. It allowed rapid, organic expansion without massive capital investment. And it created thousands of passionate brand ambassadors who had skin in the game. By 2005, there were only 13 CrossFit affiliates. But the word of mouth had already started. The community was talking. And the engine of growth was about to ignite. Here's what made CrossFit's growth unstoppable. The business model was a money-printing machine. Traditional gym franchises require huge upfront investment, ongoing royalties, expensive corporate support infrastructure, and tight control over operations. CrossFit charged a flat $3,000 annual fee and basically said, "Good luck, run your gym however you want." This created three massive advantages. First, barriers to entry were incredibly low. A passionate trainer with $20,000 could rent a warehouse, buy some barbells and pull-up bars, pay the affiliate fee, and open a CrossFit gym in weeks. No millions in startup capital required. Second, profitability was immediate. Gym owners kept 100% of membership revenue. A box with just 50 members paying $150 a month was generating $90,000 in annual revenue. After rent, equipment, and insurance, owners could make a comfortable living without corporate taking a cut. Third, and most importantly, every affiliate became a growth engine. Certification courses trained thousands of coaches globally, spreading the methodology. Members became evangelists, dragging friends to Saturday workouts. The community itself became the marketing department. Between 2005 and 2013, CrossFit exploded from 13 affiliates to 8,000. By 2014, it hit 10,000 gyms. Growth was exponential, especially internationally where fitness culture was hungry for American innovation. And then in 2011, Reebok signed a massive sponsorship deal. Suddenly CrossFit had mainstream credibility, professional branding, and retail presence. The CrossFit Games, which started in 2007 as a small competition in Aromas, California, became a globally televised sporting event. The Open, CrossFit's worldwide online competition, drew 350,000 participants at its peak. Regular people in gyms across the world were doing the exact same workout on the same day, logging scores, and comparing themselves to elite athletes. It was brilliant. It made every member feel like part of something bigger. This allowed CrossFit to grow faster than anyone thought possible. By 2018, there were over 15,500 affiliate gyms in 150-plus countries. An estimated 2 to 5 million people were doing CrossFit regularly. The brand had become synonymous with functional fitness. Competitors like F45, Orange Theory, and boutique studios tried to replicate the formula, but they couldn't capture the authenticity. CrossFit wasn't just a workout. It was an identity point. 2018 was the zenith. Over 15,000 gyms. $100 million in annual revenue with $15 million in profit. The CrossFit Games were drawing massive crowds and ESPN coverage. Athletes like Matt Fraser, Tia-Clair Toomey, and Rich Froning had become household names in the fitness world. CrossFit had achieved something remarkable. It had taken a fringe workout philosophy and turned it into a global movement. Doctors, lawyers, police officers, military personnel, and soccer moms were all throwing barbells overhead and doing burpees in warehouses. The community was fanatically loyal. Gym owners were thriving. Many boxes had waiting lists. Annual revenue per gym was strong, and the low overhead model meant many owners were genuinely successful small business operators. Reebok's backing gave CrossFit mainstream legitimacy. The brand had penetrated corporate wellness programs, military training, and even professional sports conditioning. Media outlets wrote glowing profiles about the CrossFit phenomenon. Investors circled, curious about this scrappy company that had built an empire on a $3,000 affiliate fee and passionate community. From the outside, it looked completely unstoppable. The growth curve showed no signs of slowing. International expansion was accelerating. The community was as strong as ever. But underneath the surface, something dangerous was building. Here's what nobody was talking about in 2018. CrossFit's entire empire rested on the personality and leadership of one man, Greg Glassman. Glassman was brilliant, passionate, and uncompromising. His vision created CrossFit. His philosophy drove the methodology. His rebellious anti-establishment attitude gave the brand its edge. But he was also abrasive, controversial, and increasingly disconnected from the affiliate community that had made him wealthy. His public statements were often combative. His relationship with Reebok was strained. And his management style created tension within CrossFit Incorporated. More importantly, the affiliate model that fueled explosive growth also planted seeds of fragility. Because CrossFit didn't franchise, it had minimal control over affiliate operations, quality, or loyalty. A gym could pay $3,000, use the name for a year, build a member base, and then drop the affiliation and keep operating independently. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. The low barrier to entry that made growth easy also meant market saturation was inevitable. By 2018, many cities had multiple CrossFit boxes competing for the same members. The early mover advantage was disappearing. And financially, CrossFit was oddly vulnerable. Despite $100 million in revenue, the company was surprisingly dependent on affiliate fees and certification courses. Unlike true franchises, it didn't profit from gym memberships or merchandise sold at the box level. If affiliates started dropping off, revenue would plummet immediately. This worked while the brand was hot and growing, but it planted the seeds of something dangerous. CrossFit's strength, its community-driven decentralized model, was also its greatest structural weakness. The decline didn't happen all at once. It was a slow, compounding unraveling that accelerated with each new problem. First, market saturation hit hard. By 2019, many markets were oversaturated with CrossFit boxes. Cities that could support 2 or 3 gyms suddenly had 7 or 8. Competition intensified. Margins tightened. The easy growth years were over, and many affiliate owners found themselves in price wars and struggling to retain members. Second, competition evolved. Boutique fitness studios like Orange Theory, F45, Barry's Bootcamp, and SoulCycle offered slick, branded, premium fitness experiences with better marketing, cleaner facilities, and more accessible workouts. Hyrox, a new fitness race format, began gaining ground internationally with a more structured, less intimidating competition model. CrossFit's rough around the edges, hardcore image started feeling dated to some demographics. Third, safety concerns lingered. CrossFit had always faced criticism about injury rates from complex Olympic lifts performed under fatigue. Medical professionals questioned whether high-intensity, technically demanding movements were appropriate for general fitness populations. While CrossFit emphasized scalability and coaching standards, the reputation for being dangerous persisted in mainstream fitness conversations. Fourth, the affiliate relationship started fraying. Gym owners began feeling underserved by CrossFit Incorporated. Despite paying annual fees, they received minimal marketing support, limited business resources, and inconsistent communication from headquarters. As financial pressure mounted, many owners questioned the value of the affiliation. Fifth, Greg Glassman became increasingly controversial. His public statements on social media and in interviews alienated parts of the community. His dismissive attitude toward critics and sometimes inflammatory rhetoric created PR problems that CrossFit Incorporated seemed unable or unwilling to manage. Then came 2020, and everything accelerated. June 6, 2020. In the midst of nationwide protests following George Floyd's death, the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation tweeted about racism being a public health issue. Greg Glassman, CEO and founder of CrossFit, responded with a tweet many perceived as dismissive and racially insensitive. The backlash was immediate and catastrophic. Reebok, CrossFit's major sponsor and partner since 2011, ended their relationship within days. Affiliate gyms across the country announced they were dropping their CrossFit affiliation. High-profile athletes condemned Glassman's comments. The online fitness community erupted. Within a week, hundreds of gyms had de-affiliated. Within a month, over 1,000 had removed the CrossFit name from their businesses. Members canceled memberships. Coaches spoke out. The community that Glassman had built turned on him with shocking speed. On June 9, 2020, just 3 days after the tweet, Greg Glassman resigned as CEO of CrossFit. And then came the second blow: COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns. Gyms across the world were forced to close. CrossFit boxes, which depended entirely on in-person community training, were devastated. Unlike digital-first fitness brands like Peloton, which thrived during lockdowns, CrossFit was uniquely vulnerable. You can't do Olympic lifts in your apartment. You can't build community chemistry over Zoom. By late 2020, the affiliate count had collapsed from over 15,000 to around 9,400 paying affiliates. In a single year, CrossFit lost over 5,000 gyms. This was the point of no return. The combination of founder controversy, brand reputation damage, sponsor abandonment, and pandemic economic stress created a perfect storm that CrossFit couldn't weather. In June 2020, CrossFit was sold to Berkshire Partners, a private equity firm, for an estimated $200 million. Greg Glassman walked away with the payout and disappeared from the fitness world that he had created. The new ownership tried to stabilize. They brought in new leadership, attempted to rebuild relationships with the affiliate community, and worked to repair the brand's damaged reputation. But the problems were structural, not just leadership-based. Affiliate gyms continued to close throughout 2021 and 2022. Many that survived the pandemic reopened without the CrossFit name. They kept the methodology, the community approach, the WODs, but they no longer wanted to pay $3,000 a year for a brand that felt toxic and didn't provide enough value. By early 2022, affiliates had recovered slightly to about 10,800, but this was still down nearly 5,000 from the 2018 peak. The brand had lost a third of its global footprint. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel. Then in 2024, Berkshire Partners made a controversial decision. They raised the annual affiliate fee from $3,000 to $4,500, a 50% increase. The reasoning was clear. With fewer affiliates, CrossFit needed to extract more revenue per gym to maintain operations. But for struggling gym owners already questioning the value of affiliation, a 50% fee hike was the final straw. In 2024 alone, over 1,400 gyms de-affiliated. By early 2025, the affiliate count had dropped to around 9,900, less than two-thirds of the peak. The CrossFit Open, once a massive global event with 350,000 participants, saw registration numbers collapse. Many top athletes skipped the 2025 season entirely. And then tragedy struck the CrossFit Games. In 2024, during a swimming portion of the CrossFit Games competition, athlete Lazar Dukic drowned. The incident raised immediate questions about safety protocols, event management, and CrossFit's duty of care to competitors. The handling of the tragedy drew widespread criticism, further damaging the brand's already fragile reputation. By early 2025, reports emerged that CrossFit Incorporated was for sale again. Just 5 years after Berkshire Partners acquired the company, they were reportedly looking for an exit. Last month, I drove to a warehouse in an industrial neighborhood where a CrossFit gym had operated for 15 years. The sign outside just says, "Forge Fitness, now." Inside, there's still a whiteboard with WOD times, still pull-up rigs and barbells, still that distinct smell of rubber and chalk. The owner, Mike, has been coaching since 2009. He was one of the early adopters, opened his box in 2010 when CrossFit was still exploding with growth. At his peak, he had 180 members and a waiting list. I asked him when he de-affiliated. January 2024, he said. The day they announced the fee increase. He walked me over to a storage closet and pulled out a rolled-up banner. It was the old CrossFit logo, the one that used to hang above his front door. I loved CrossFit, he told me. I loved what it stood for. I loved the community we built here. But the brand stopped caring about us. They raised our fees when we were struggling. They didn't give us marketing support or business resources. And honestly, after everything with Greg, after the way they handled Lazar's death, I just didn't want to be associated with it anymore. He rolled the banner back up and tossed it in the corner. We still do CrossFit workouts. My members still love the training. But we don't need the name. The community is here, not at headquarters. That empty banner, sitting in a closet collecting dust, is the perfect symbol of CrossFit's collapse. The methodology lives on. The community endures. But the brand that once united 15,000 gyms across the world has become baggage that gym owners actively want to shed. The biggest lesson here is this. Explosive growth built on low barriers to entry and decentralized control is inherently fragile. CrossFit's affiliate model was brilliant for scaling quickly. It turned every gym owner into a passionate brand evangelist and required minimal capital investment. But that same model meant CrossFit never truly owned its distribution, never captured ongoing member revenue, and never built deep structural loyalty. When the brand faltered, there was nothing holding affiliates in place. No franchise agreements. No long-term contracts. No shared economics that aligned incentives. A gym could walk away for the cost of a new sign. Compare this to traditional franchises like McDonald's or Planet Fitness. Their affiliates are locked in legally, financially, and operationally. They can't just rebrand and keep operating. The parent company has real control and real recurring revenue from franchise operations. CrossFit optimized for growth, not resilience. And when the inevitable pressures came, market saturation, competition, founder controversy, economic shocks, the entire structure unraveled with shocking speed. The second lesson is even simpler. Brand reputation is everything, and it's shockingly easy to destroy. CrossFit spent 2 decades building a passionate global community and lost a third of it in 18 months because of one tweet, one leadership failure, and one badly handled tragedy. In the age of social media and instant accountability, brands have no margin for error. Communities that feel betrayed don't wait around for apologies. They leave. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Can CrossFit recover? As of early 2025, roughly 10,000 affiliates remain. That's still a substantial global presence. The methodology is still effective. The community, where it exists, is still strong. Some gyms are thriving, outperforming traditional fitness centers in member retention and revenue per member. Digital engagement is increasing. CrossFit is investing in programming apps and online coaching. The gains continue, though diminished. New leadership is attempting to rebuild trust with affiliates and modernize the brand. But competing fitness formats like High Rocks are gaining ground fast. Boutique studios have captured the premium market. And thousands of former CrossFit gyms are proving you can run the exact same business model without paying the affiliate fee or carrying the brand baggage. Is CrossFit a cautionary tale of a fitness empire that rose too fast and collapsed under its own weight? Or is this just a painful transition period before a rebuild? What would you have done differently if you were running CrossFit in 2020? Could this decline have been avoided, or was it inevitable once the brand peaked? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're a current or former CrossFit affiliate owner, I especially want to hear your perspective on what really happened behind the scenes. The rise and fall of CrossFit isn't just a business story. It's a lesson about community, loyalty, leadership, and the hidden fragility of brands that grow too fast without building structural resilience. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel.